The Tuesday, April 18th, 2023 regular meeting of the Gardner City Council will come to order. The clerk will please call the roll.
Councilor Boone?
Present.
Councilor Craig Cormier?
Present.
Councilor Rhonda Cormier?
Present.
Councilor Darrell Lowitz?
Present.
Councilor Hardern?
Present.
Councilor Heath? Councilor Mack?
Present.
Councilor Tassone? Councilor Tyros?
Present.
Councilor Walsh?
Present.
And President Kaczynskis.
Present. Please rise to recite the opening prayer and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Almighty God, we thank thee for bringing us together this evening. Inspire us to worthy deeds and sound decisions, and direct us toward the attainment of the goodness of government. We pray thee to bless and protect all the people of our city, and to so guide and inspire us that we may deliberate in unity and harmony. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Announcement of open meeting recordings. Any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium subject to reasonable requirements of the chair as to the number, placement, and operation of equipment used, so as not to interfere with the conduct of the meeting. Any person intending to make such recording shall notify the chair forthwith. All documents and exhibits used or referenced at the meeting must be submitted in duplicate to the chair as they become part of the meeting minutes, pursuant to General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 20. Is anyone here recording tonight's meeting? We'll begin with the reading and approval of the March 6, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
Madam President,
Ron Cormier?
make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and we accept them as presented.
Second the motion.
Motion made by Councilor Ron Cormier, seconded by Councilor Walsh to waive the reading of the minutes and accept them as presented. Is there a discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Oh, I'm sorry. We have roll call votes on all motions this evening as we have a counselor on the phone. The clerk will please call the roll.
Councilor Boone?
Yes.
Councilor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Councilor Rhonda Cormier?
Yes.
Councilor Darrell Lowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Hardern?
Yes.
Councilor Mack?
Yes.
Councilor Tyros?
Yes.
Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kaczynskis.
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. We have no public hearings, communications from the mayor. Item 10956, Gardner Contributory Retirement Board Notice of FY 2024 COLA. Report from the Finance Committee, Councilor Ron Cormier.
The Finance Committee met with the members of the board of the Retirement Board. This is for the local retirees. It would allow, with our permission, the base to be raised from $13,000 to $14,000, on which the COLA is based. The COLA is not based on the entire amount of their pension, but merely on that base level. It is only for our retirees. It would allow them to do that. It's by state statute, it has to be approved by the city council. And they may do that up to $1,000 per year. They haven't done it since the year 2012, but in reviewing their retirees, the actual cost of living, they felt that it was necessary at this time, and they've asked for our support on that. Finance Committee was favorable, and I move that we approve the authorization.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Ron Cormier, seconded by Councilor Darrell Lowitz to approve the authorization. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Councilor Boone?
Yes.
Councilor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Councilor Rhonda Cormier?
Yes.
Councilor Darrell Lowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Hardern?
Yes.
Councilor Mack?
Yes.
Councilor Tyros?
Yes.
Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kaczynskis.
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Item 10957, a measure authorizing acceptance of donations and gifts for use by Gardner Council on Aging. Report from the Finance Committee, Councilor Ron Cormier.
Finance Committee is favorable on this. As you know, periodically we have to approve the acceptance of donations made to various departments within our city. Council on Aging has been very fortunate in receiving nearly $10,000 in cash donations from various groups and individuals and foundations over the last period of time. And in order for them to accept these and put them to good use as they will, we have to accept the donation, so I so move.
Second?
Motion made by Counselor Ron Cormier, seconded by Counselor Darren Lowitz to authorize acceptance of the donations. Is there discussion on the motion? Counselor Ron Cormier?
Other than Finance Committee is flabbergasted, I think as we all are, at the generosity that is shown by this community.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier? Yes. Counselor Ronald Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor General Lowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Harder?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas?
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Orders, item number 10958, an order authorizing $5,109.19 payment of prior year operating expenditure for various departments. Report from the Finance Committee, Counselor General Lowitz.
Thank you, Madam President. Finance Committee met on this item. We had a few questions that weren't able to be answered tonight. So I'm asking for, moving for it to be referred back to Finance Committee for further study and report.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor General Lowitz, seconded by Counselor Ron Cormier to refer the item to the Finance Committee for further study and report. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier? Yes. Counselor Ronald Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor General Lowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Harder?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas?
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Item 10959, an order transferring $3,530 from Building Inspector Department Head salaries to professional services expenditures. Report from the Finance Committee, Counselor General Lowitz.
Thank you, Madam President. This item is to, as stated, transfer money from the salaries to the expenses. Right now, as we all know, we're in the process of hiring a new building commissioner, and the interim commissioners are on a 1099, so they're contracted, so we can't pay them from the salary line item. We have to transfer, we're going to transfer some of the money that is for the department head to expenses in order to pay Building Inspector Cook, who has finished his duties. Finance Committee was in favor, and I move the order.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor General Lowitz, seconded by Counselor Ron Cormier to approve the transfer. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Ronald Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor General Lowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Harder?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas?
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Petitions, applications, communications, etc. Item 10960, an application by Brian's Bowlway for a bowling alley license located at 123 Main Street. Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes, I'd like to request that items 10960 through 10964 all be referred to the Safety Committee for study and reports.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor Craig Cormier, seconded by Counselor Hardern to refer item 10960, 10961, an application by the Witch's Wardrobe for a fortune teller's license located at 314 Central Street. Item 10962, an application by GameStop Incorporated, number 3725, for a license to deal in secondhand articles at 376 Symphony Boulevard. Item 10963, an application by Gardner Coins and Cards Incorporated for a license to deal in secondhand articles at 18 Parker Street. Item 10964, an application by House of Peace and Education Incorporated doing business as Hopeful Boutique for a license to deal in secondhand articles at 29 Pleasant Street, to the Safety Committee for further study and report. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Ronald Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor General Lowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Harder?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas?
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Reports of standing committees, Safety Committee, item 10861, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 600, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Section 42, entitled One-Way Street. Councilor Craig Cormier?
Thank you, Madam President. As the 60-day trial period imposed by the police department has started on April 10th, we would request more time to get feedback from this trial.
If there is no objection, the committee will be granted more time. The committee will be granted more time. Service Committee, item 10909, a petition by National Grid and Verizon New England Incorporated, Cross Street, to install 4 jointly owned poles on Cross Street, beginning at a point approximately 15 feet north of the center line of the intersection of Lawrence Street and Cross Street, and continuing approximately 800 feet in a west direction. Install 4 new poles on Cross Street. Councilor Walsh?
Yes, the Service Committee met on this several weeks ago, and we had a representative from the contractor for National Grid who's responsible for the project. There was questions raised by an abutter, actually a property owner on whose property a pole that is being replaced is located. Those questions, I believe, were answered adequately, but we're waiting for additional information from the contractor or National Grid associated with what the plan is, if any, for removal of the poles that are on that private property. And I checked this earlier today, and there's no additional news, but the city engineer assured me that he would follow up with the National Grid and/or the contractor to see if there's progress being made on addressing the issues raised at the committee meeting. So the committee requests respectfully more time.
If there is no objection, the committee will be granted more time. The committee will be granted more time. Welfare Committee, item 10891, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 675 thereof, entitled Zoning, to change the classification of certain parcels of land along Route 140. Councilor Donalawitz?
I move to grant the mayor's request for leave to withdraw.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Donalawitz, seconded by Councilor Tyros, to grant the mayor's request for leave to withdraw the item. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Rana Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Donalawitz?
Yes.
Counselor Hardern?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas.
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Item 10892, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 675 thereof, entitled Zoning, to add sports betting to the zoning table of uses. Councilor Donalawitz?
I move to grant the mayor's request for leave to withdraw.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Donalawitz, seconded by Councilor Tyros, to grant the mayor's request for leave to withdraw. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Rana Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Donalawitz?
Yes.
Counselor Hardern?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas.
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Item 10893, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 675 thereof, entitled Zoning, to amend Section 1070 thereof, entitled Marijuana Establishments, to increase the quota allowed by the Code of the City of Gardner. Councilor Donalawitz?
I move to grant the mayor's request for leave to withdraw.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Donalawitz, seconded by Councilor Tyros, to grant the mayor's request for a leave to withdraw. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Rana Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Donalawitz?
Yes.
Counselor Hardern?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas.
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. There is no unfinished business and matters for reconsideration. We do have an item under new business, item 10965, a measure for dedication vote for the Uptown Rotary Reconstruction Project. Councilor Walsh?
Yes, and as much as this is a matter that's presented under new business, and it addresses the Uptown Rotary vote requirements for the Commonwealth to get started on the project. And we've got just some preliminary information about this. I'd move that the item be referred to the Public Service Committee for study and report.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Walsh, seconded by Councilor Tyros, to refer the item to the Public Service Committee for further study and report. Is there discussion on the motion? The clerk will please call the roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Rana Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Donalawitz?
Yes.
Counselor Hardern?
yes,
Counselor Mack?
yes,
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas.
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Councilor Tyros, any new business this evening?
Thank you, Madam President. I have none.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Donalawitz?
None this evening. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Mack?
I have no new business this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Craig Cormier?
I'd like to just say to residents of Reagan Street or the abutting streets, now that this trial has started, please make sure to reach out to your ward counselor or the safety committee with any feedback, good or bad, or suggestions for improvements. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Boone?
Thank you, Madam President. Happy birthday to my son Jacob, and go Celtics and Bruins. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Harder?
Nothing new this week, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Walsh?
Nothing this evening.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Ron Cormier?
Nothing this evening. Thank you, Madam
Thank
President.
you, Counselor. I have no new business. I will entertain a motion to adjourn after closing prayer.
So moved.
Motion made by Counselor General, seconded by Counselor Boone. The clerk will please call a roll.
Counselor Boone?
Yes.
Counselor Craig Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor Ron Cormier?
Yes.
Counselor General Howard?
Yes.
Counselor Harder?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Tyros?
Yes.
Counselor Walsh?
Yes.
And President Kazinskas?
Yes.
9 yeas.
9 yeas, the motion passes. Almighty Father, who sees
See us over all. As we adjourn, we thank thee for the opportunity of joint deliberation and action witnessed during the course of this meeting. Bless, O Lord, all who are gathered here, and the people whose representatives we are, and do thou attend to our common welfare until our next meeting. Amen.
meeting stands